All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Backstage with BeU. Today on the show, we have the talented up-and-coming artist, Araya. How are we doing today, man?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in New York.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, man. So let's start off, telling us about your story, how you got into music and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, yeah. So basically, I've been writing music since I was like a kid when my grandfather gave me this like rinky-dink piano, and like ever since then I've just been like writing little songs. But when I went to FIT, I grew up on Long Island, and so I moved to the city for like college when I got accepted to FIT, and I just met like really crazy people there, but like really pivotal like meetings. Who I met was like my friend Koma, who ended up introducing me to this producer person who is like the executive producer on the project and has like, I don't know, he's my brother at this point, and we're gonna work together on the whole rest of the music. Like he really took my project and like lifted it to like a new place, and like was one of the first people to believe in me, like besides like my manager and like the rest of the team right now.
Right. That's awesome. And so can you tell me who your biggest musical influences are?
Sorry. Yeah, so I'd say like my biggest musical influences like range from like a whole bunch of things. Like when I was growing up, like I listened to a lot of like R&B and soul, so like Amy Winehouse and like Al Green, and honestly like Donna Summer, and it was just like very much like that's just what my parents like, so I would listen to what my parents like. But when I started to like gain my own musical taste, like in middle school and high school, like I was listening to rap and like listening to like all R&B, like the good Kali Uchis, like Frank Ocean vibes. Right. But like I think it all like plays like a part, like it all is like played a part in like my own my own taste. Like my taste is like very relative. I don't really like to like shut out anything. Like if it feels good, if it sounds good,
No, definitely, man. I can tell definitely with your sound, you take a lot of different influences from, different, like you said, different artists and whatnot, and kind of combine it into, who Araya is,
Word, yeah.
So what does your creative process look like when you're making music?
So it definitely bounces around a lot. I think mainly like so I started writing Atlas just to use that as kind of like a segue, but like I started writing Atlas on BeatStars, like type beats, like little YouTube beats, like, and then I brought those demos, like those shitty demos to my producer, and like we met the band and we started to like lift those like type beats. So my producer would like chop up the beats and like completely change everything, and then my band came on and like added that lift, like going back to like the musical inspiration shit, like Amy Winehouse and Al Green and stuff like that. They're singing on like real life instruments, like, and I'm not saying that like electronic music is any less real, but there's that depth that like I was like really craving in my sound, that like the bands and this whole like collage-esque process has like attributed to, like it's like I think like that's my process. It's like a collage. Like we like to work with people, and we love different perspectives, like very much like open arms vibes, like.
For sure, definitely. And as you mentioned before, you recently dropped an album, Atlas, which is awesome. Definitely love a lot of songs on there. And one of your most streamed songs on there was Color Palette, and you had a super dope music video for it. You had this Photoshop intro, and then this fisheye lens view. Like, it was super cool, man. Can you tell me about that music video and what went into it?
Yeah, so Color Palette is like it's like mad funny, because that song, like, for me, like I love Color Palette, and I'm like so happy that people love it too. But like I put that song out there because like it is for me like just sonically what I felt was like most digestible, and so I wanted to contrast like that very like structured type of song with like a video that was like, there was still like that clean cut vibe to it, but then that like dichotomy between like the fits changing and like kind of like the like I wanted the fashion to be like unique like throughout me and the band, and just like the prop styling and stuff like that. So I think like color palette is so dope, and has like seriously like has been like an insane experience, just like being a part of the drop in the way that I am, and just like watching people like genuinely fuck with us and like find us solely from that project, so it's been a really beautiful experience. I think like with videos moving forward though, like Color Palette's such a good starting place because it's kind of like, it reminds me of like a blank canvas, you know, like there's so many things that there's like a lot that I wanted people to see of me and in the band in that video, but there's so much like we haven't even tapped into yet. So I definitely feel like it was a good like starting place for like a lead single for sure.
For sure, I definitely thought it was a super sick video. You know, I feel like the you know, the term an artist is, you know, super loose, and I feel like with that video you kind of brought, you know, the artistry back into the artist, which is really cool with that. And so my last question I have for you, man, is what do the next 3 to 5 years look like for you?
That means a lot, bro. I'm for the next 3 to 5 years. I mean, we just went out to LA and we plan to like, you know, start working on a 3 to 4 song like EP and like push that out in the next like 2 months. We ended up like coming back home with like 17 songs, like just vaulted, and that's like aside from things that are vaulted like from back home. So I mean, the next 3 to 5 years is like you know, we want to start performing live, we want to start singing live, we want to start putting on visuals, like create this world, you know, and really get this, make people understand like the shit that's like in my head and the shit that like I'm trying to like preface as like, this is what I am, this is what we do, you know. So I think we've begun to sort of address that, but like I can't wait for like the future and like opportunities that like I'm able to like really, you know, put this shit out there.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Well, y'all heard it here first. Atlas streaming now on all platforms. Araya, I know you're really busy, man, so I appreciate you taking the time to meet.
Yeah, bro, you're the best. Thank you, bro.
For sure, man. I'll catch you later.
All right, peace out, bro.
All right, peace.
I got leverage on them, I was brought up on the blues. So I'm good off that, yeah, I'm moving too fast, so I'm stopping.